What's up, everybody? It's Kelsee Briana J here with my first ever talk over video. Alright, so I washed my face with Delightful Stuff, which I love. Then I used the softening lotion all over my face. Next, I used the serum that comes along in that same thing. And then I followed up with some moisturizer. Love it. It feels so amazing on the face. So I prime my face using BB cream, and I am in the color dark, which I also love. And then I'm going to prime my eyelids using Painterly Paint Pots, which I sped up because you guys know, just smooth it out all over the eyelid, and this is going to help with your eyeshadow not creasing. And now I am moving on to eyebrows. I'm just brushing them out in the direction, and that eyebrow is a little bit, troublesome. So I'll try to brush them out and make them as similar as possible. You know, eyebrows are sisters and not twins. I am now using MAC's eyebrow pencil in Spiked and just filling in those brows in the sparse areas and drawing them in just to make them look as even as I possibly can, but sometimes that can be a little bit hard. So I go back and forth between the eyebrow pencil and then a spoolie, and that's just to buff that product out and really get it smooth and make sure that it's not so harsh. So I'm doing the same thing with my troublesome eyebrow, which that one, the arch is a little bit higher than the other one, so it takes me a little bit longer to do that one because that eyebrow always makes me look a little bit angry. I'm just saying. So I'm just going, short stroking motions, that's what he said, to fill in my eyebrows. But when you do that, then it really makes it look more natural, and you kind of want to round it out. Alright, so using MAC Studio Finish Concealer, I am now going to use the carving technique, and that just basically makes the eyebrows look really clean, defined, and crisp. And what you want to do is just get a small angle brush and go right underneath the brow. You can do a little bit above the brow, but make sure you're really careful. Alright, so that is Saddle Eyeshadow by MAC. That's my brand new palette that I just got. You guys got to see. And what I'm going to do is just really buff that into the crease using a 224 brush, which I really don't even use those that much, but I am starting to kind of like it just because it is really light and wispy, and it helps like really give a light wash of color. And this is going to serve as my transition color. What I'm doing is just blending it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, windshield wiper motions, and that is going to make sure that all the colors like blend together harmoniously. Okay, so this is my pre-made, well, not pre-made, my bad, a palette that I made, and it's like my orangey golden Thanksgiving fall colors. So the color that I'm taking right underneath cork is called Red Brick, and this one is just like a deepened red color, but it has a little bit more brown in it. And so using the same brush, back and forth motions, and you can see the difference between the two, how you're starting to be able to see more orange on that side. And so what you want to do with that is just make sure that it's a nice just wash of color, and all the colors are going to fade in together. Promise. Just do this step, and it'll really make those other colors that we're going to lay down on the lid pop a little bit later. So same thing on this eye, back and forth motions, and just make sure that it's blended out really well. You can never over blend, so if you feel like you've blended out enough, blend some more. So yeah, this is really cool for this, and I am blending a little bit longer than I thought I was going to. Okay, so they look the same, so I'm moving on. Alright, so I'm taking this eyeshadow, and this one is called Goldenrod, and honestly guys, I'm not sure that it is still available, so use any yellow that you all have. Chrome yellow will work really good too. But what I'm doing is I'm going to pop that right on the inner corner, and that is just going to be a nice pop of color. I love yellow. It's one of the most happy colors there are around, and I really like to use it and play with it on your eyes because it really makes brown eyes pop. I'm putting that right on the inner corner with a 239 brush, which you guys should know by now is my favorite brush. It is a flat shader brush. So next, moving on to Rule Eyeshadow, which, like I said, I made this palette. I'm going to blend those two colors right together, and what I'm going to do is just pat it on the eyelid in that space that I left empty and just kind of blend it together with Red Brick, but I'm not going to go too far up above my crease. So yeah, that one is Rule. I'm starting to like it. A little winky wink. So just continue to pat it on there to your desired intensity. I kind of want mine to be more bold, so I kind of packed it on there. Same thing, 239 brush, just really just pat that color on there. The more you pat, the more bold it'll go, so you can just continue to do it. And you really can't put too much eyeshadow on your eyes, honestly. But it's really better to go and blend and put it on there and blend it out, and then it'll look really seamless when you get to the end. So there's that. So same thing, if you feel like you're getting a little bit out of control, you can always go back with a blending brush. So what I'm doing here is using a 239 and just really carving out the crease. So what I did was I took Embark eyeshadow, which is a brown eyeshadow, and just really placed that on the outer edge of the eye and gently buff it, not even buff it, just carve it slightly into the crease. So what I'm doing is like making a C motion and blending it with the other eyeshadow. So I'm not taking it too far in, but you guys can see how it looks a lot different and it gives it a little bit more definition. So same thing, pat it right on the outer edge. A little bit goes a long way with this eyeshadow because it is really pigmented. So just kind of make a C motion with the tip of the brush and then buff it out, just like you see me doing here. So it's not too hard to do, but it can go overboard really fast. So that is all I want to do because I still want to keep it a little bit light. So now I'm going to do my eyeliner. This is Black Chromaline eyeliner by MAC, which is not sold at the counters. It is only available online and at pro stores, but it is really black and I love it. It's a gel eyeliner and I'm applying that with a 210 brush by MAC, which is a little bit thicker. And I don't normally, oh my bad, 209. I don't normally use that brush, but I love it. And I added my lashes, and those are the double stack lashes by Ardell, in case you were wondering. And now I'm about to do my foundation. And what I did was I got a little bit of sample, and I had to smell it first because it was my first time using it. But it is the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which I wore all day and loved it, and I actually bought it. I'm applying that with the Marc Jacobs Phase 2 brush, which I also love. It really helps cut down on the blending time, guys, because what it does is it just applies a beautiful finish all over the face, beautiful coverage even, and it just blends it out for you. So now I'm going to set that with MAC's Care Blend powder, and I am in the color really medium dark, but I have the color medium deep, and I'm using a Sephora All Over Pro brush, and I honestly forgot if this one was 50 or 51. I will leave that in the description box when I find out, but I'm just going all over the face just to set that foundation, make sure that it stays all day. And I love the Care Blend powders because they are so smooth and buttery. Shaking that head, girl. Alright, so I actually forgot to do my concealer, so now I'm going back and doing that. I'm using, that's a MAC sponge actually, and I sprayed it with Fix Plus. That is the Prolong Wear concealer, which is a really good concealer for people who experience a little bit of creasing underneath the eye area, because this concealer has technology in it to make sure that it does not crease. So it's really good to put underneath that eye area. And I'm using the color NW25, or no, that's NW30, my bad. And that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone to add as a nice subtle highlight. And when you spray with Fix Plus, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to blend out, but that concealer is a little bit more drying, so make sure that you're really hydrated and moisturized underneath the eye area. So I love my Shade and Sculpt contour and highlighting palette that I made. You can get this from MACCosmetics.com. I am highlighting with the peachy shade. I have to go back and look up the name of it, and now I'm going to contour with one of the brown shades. I will definitely look up with the name what the names of them are, but I'm highlighting and contouring both with the same brush. I'm highlighting and contouring with the 187 brush, which is a dual fiber brush by MAC, and that means it has natural hair and synthetic hair, so it really helps blend that out and make it look really natural. So I'm going up and down the face just to kind of cut off a little bit of that fat, because guys, I have a big face, like whatever. And I am just contouring the face. I'm going to add a little bit around the hairline, not too much because I don't want to close off the face, but I definitely want to make it look even. Okay, so for blush, this is the Perfect Cheek by MAC, and I'm sorry, it is a limited edition blush, but basically what it is, it's just a really neutralized blush. So if you have anything like that, like MAC's Gingerly, which is always at the counter, would be something that's comparable. If you guys want to do something like that, just nothing that's going to take the attention off the rest of the face. And so I'm just buffing that in with the 187 brush just to give it a really natural appearance. So I'm going back with eyeshadow. I believe I mixed Rule and Embark, and I'm taking the tip of the 239 brush and just really going up underneath the eye area with that. And what that does is just blend it out, and it makes it look even with the top half of the eye. And I'm going to add a little bit of mascara. That's a sample I got in the Happy Birthday Sephora little kit, and that is the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash Mascara, which is a cool mascara. But I probably wouldn't purchase it, but it was free, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. So I'm just going back and forth just to catch the little lashes that I do have on the bottom, which a lot of times I don't fool with them, but I do kind of like the way it looks once I do it. Alright, so for lips, this is the first option that I picked out. This is what I had on in the video that you guys saw when you requested it, and this is Peach Dot by MAC. It is a pro lipstick, but now MAC has all pro lipsticks at the counter, and what I'm doing is adding a little bit of clear gloss on top just to give it a little bit more shine and make it look more luminous. Love it. Going back on the face, I decided that I want to do a highlighter, and I am absolutely in love with Becca's highlighters right now, and this one is the Opal highlighter. I have used it continuously for like every day since I've purchased it, and I'm putting that on with MAC's 168 brush just to add a little bit of a glow to the face. And honestly guys, I may have overdone it a little bit right here, so be careful about how much you're putting on your brush and the pressure you apply, but still nonetheless it's gorgeous. So here is the look, and I'm zooming in so you guys can see the overview of the eye. Very fall, very gorgeous. Love that color combination with this lip. So stay tuned because I have a second lip choice. Me doing a little bit of wink and wink. Look at those lashes, guys. If you haven't checked out the Ardell double stack lashes, please do. They are at Walgreens and at Ulta. Okay, so now I'm back with the second choice. This is my favorite lipstick of all time in life. This is Heroin by MAC, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. They took it away and brought it back, but I decided to put it with this look just because I feel like that it'll make it pop, and it's not colors that you would traditionally put together. I did a look like this before at the counter, and I was always anxious to do it for you guys on my channel, so I feel like fall is the appropriate time to do it. So I hope that you guys like it. I love it. Let me know if you guys wear this look and what kind of lip you wear with it, but I personally think this one is more fun. So I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, write it in the description bar in the bottom section, and I will talk to you later. Smooches.